Everyone is always telling you to niche down, but what if that's the very thing that's holding you back as a creative? You've been told to pick one lane, one job, or one specialty, but in today's creative world, that advice is outdated. So when I started this journey as a photographer, I used to call myself exactly that. I was just a photographer and only a photographer, and I would only take photos. Somebody would ask me if I do video. No, thank you, not for me. Only photos all the time. But along the way, I started to see that I was missing out on a lot of things because I was just pigeonholing myself to just being a photographer. For example, if somebody would come up to me and say, hey, would you mind editing these batch of photos because we like the way that you work? I would be like, no, thank you, because I had pride in only editing the photos that I would take. But in that one instant, I deprived myself from making a little bit of extra money and working with someone new. The same thing sort of started happening when people would ask me for video and I wasn't capable of providing it. I would just have to say no, leading to missed opportunities, and more than that, a lack of income, because clearly those projects and those paychecks went to someone else, someone who was willing to edit those photos or take that video. You see, niching down equals fewer opportunities. Ultimately, you risk being pigeonholed and passed over on projects that fall outside of your narrow title. And let's face it, the creative industry is evolving rapidly and adaptability wins. Imagine turning down projects not because you can't do them, but because you box yourself into a title. And that is exactly what happens when you niche down too far. And like I said, I used to call myself just a photographer. And it was because of those missed opportunities that I started adding skills into my toolkit. All of a sudden, I started editing and directing and making videos and shooting photographs and going outside of the realm of photography. And that was the point where my business started expanding dramatically. And here's another story for you. Just the other day, I was on a big photography shoot with a big name client and a celebrity who I will keep anonymous for now just for the sake of confidentiality. However, in this shoot, I wasn't even the photographer. The photographer was my friend, the one that hired me to be his DIT. And it's not like I market myself as a DIT, but I am very capable of performing said job, and I have all the necessary tools and skills to run it. And just for having that skill, I was able to be part of a project that I wasn't going to be part of because I was never going to get hired as a photographer because the photographer was my friend. So this is a clear example on how not having a niche or not grabbing onto titles too strongly can work in your benefit. Versatility equals more opportunities, more income streams, and more creative freedom, because being multi-skilled makes you more valuable and also makes you future-proof, because instead of being just a photographer, you can be the person that can bring a whole vision to life. And I'm a firm believer that you should do every job that surrounds the job that you're doing. For example, me as a photographer and a videographer, I'm well versed in lighting and editing and color grading and retouching, as well as DITing, being an AC, being just an assistant. Whatever tier, position in the field or job I can do. And that's the kind of thing that opens me up to more opportunities and puts me in places where just photography or video alone can't get me, which in turn multiplies my connection to other people and expands my network of clients. And just like I do it, my friends do it too. Whenever I have a job and I need a DIT, I can hire my photographer friend to come and DIT for me because I trust him, I trust his vision, we work well together, and there can only be one photographer. So that in turn also creates a network of people who know how to work together and can run a set flawlessly. So ask yourself, do you want to be known as the person that can do one thing really well, or the person that people can trust to do anything? So instead of niching down, consider building out, becoming more versatile. And I guarantee you, it'll future-proof your creative career. You don't even have to advertise it. You don't have to make that your entire personality. You can still be a photographer and aspire to be the greatest photographer that ever lived. or the greatest videographer or director that ever lived. But don't let that define everything and anything you do in life. Don't let that be the thing that keeps you from opportunities and meeting new people and expanding your business and your network and meeting new clients and all of this other benefits that come from not niching down and being more open. Because believe me, there are far more opportunities that you are missing from being closed off than the ones that you could be getting from being more open and accepting. Question: what is one new skill that you've been dying to add to your toolkit? Let me know in the comments below and let's start building together. And believe it or not, this is one of mine. I want to get better at speaking, and I also want to build a community of people that are hungry to get better and to be better. And that's you guys. And that is it for this video. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video and content like this, consider subscribing to my channel, and I'll catch you guys on the next one. Peace.